Hey y'all, hey, it's With Lovesyn and I'm back again with another video. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the Life of Syn, welcome to the Life of Syn of motherhood, wellness, self-care, lifestyle, and of course, writing and personal growth. Before we start anything today, I just want to say thank you so much and so much gratitude to those who constantly support me. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Even if you just bring me up in conversation, send them my page or my books, I'm so grateful. Word of mouth is everything. Real support is everything. And if you want to keep seeing more, if you want to see more vlogs, if you want to see more poetry, if you want to see just more of me and my life and my growth, then don't forget to subscribe. We're going to get right into it. I did an Instagram poll where I just did a nice little Q&A for anybody who wanted to ask me any questions about wellness, motherhood, writing, self-care. I just opened doors. Of course, there are boundaries, but I am definitely a very transparent person. Q&As are really good because you might have seen me, but you don't really know me. And my hope is that by sharing my story, that, it inspires somebody else to heal and inspires somebody else to, do the self-work. And just so that we can not even just get everything that we want out of this world, but just so that we can thrive. I feel like once we heal, and every time we heal, we just get closer and closer to thriving. So here we are. On my end, I'm going to add a few things that you don't know about me. My name is Sinclair. I go by Syn. For those who do or do not know, my mom actually named me after the character Sinclair James on Living Single. It's a 90s comedy sitcom. If you have not seen it, y'all, you're missing out, because I know I was one of those people. I'm really big on 90s comedy, 90s, just anything I really love. And I had never watched it. I'm still not fully done with the seasons that I've watched, but growing up, I never watched the show. I was never interested. I just really started watching it in my 20s. And when I tell y'all, this Black show is so rich. It's rich in fashion. It's rich in comedy, is rich in true life lessons, and I just feel like it's just such a great show. So if you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it. It's 5 seasons on Hulu and HBO Max. Really get into it if you're looking for something to binge watch. But my mom named me after after Sinclair James on the show. She's just a very witty, goofy, kind of like a little ditz a little bit, but she's such a good friend. She's such a good partner to Overton, who is another character on the show. She's so loving. She's so giving. She's just so authentic and so true to herself. And I just think it's so funny that my mom named me after her, even though it's just a TV character, because I feel like I really embody who Sinclair was on the show. I am 28 years. I am not 28. Wow. I think I need a little bit more. So I'm 29 years old. I don't know why I thought I was still 28. I am a Capricorn sun, a Cancer moon, and a Capricorn rising. So those are my big 3. I'm originally from Prince George's County, Maryland, Pretty Girl County, for those that don't know. Right now I live in Philadelphia. I went to Temple University for communications and social influence, and I kind of just ended up staying here, having my son. My son's name is Salim. He is 2.5 years old. I'm a writer. I'm a podcast host and co-host. I'm a woman through and through. So that's just a little background on me. I think that's the basics of what people usually ask. But y'all, on my Instagram poll, y'all asked some very deep questions. So we're going to get right into it. Question number 1. What is your favorite self-love task? My favorite self-love task is being by myself. It's taking time to be by myself, intentional time where I'm not necessarily being by myself and working, or being by myself and washing clothes, little stuff like that. Being by myself and like doing things that I enjoy. Like yesterday, I went to go get a facial by myself, like my first facial, and then I went out and I went to the bar and I just got like some wings and some tacos and I got me a drink. So like doing little things like that and just like discovering who I am like on my own is probably one of my best self-care tasks. I like to do very simple self-care things. Like the facial was cool, but I don't do that every day. Not even every month. That's not in the budget to do every month just yet. But small things that I do every day, like taking a nice long hot shower. When I get out of the shower, like moisturizing my body and my favorite moisturizer, like really just being very intentional about how like I'm pouring love into myself just by like how I speak to myself, how I like, how I feel myself, how I'm feeling being myself. Like things like that are my favorite things to do, especially just because it's tangible. I can't always, at least right now, I can't always just go get a facial to make me feel better. I can't always just run and go get on a plane to go make me feel better. So my biggest thing is just simple self-care and just doing things that are tangible right in the moment that can make you feel better and bring you back. For some people, that is going to go get a facial or whatever, or spending money or on all these self-care luxurious things. But to me, that's not the reality of like taking care of yourself. It's like doing the little things, taking time with ourselves and realizing, like trying to check in and see like what do I really need today, and how can I give that to myself. Question: do I co-parent at all? If not, how do I cope with doing it all alone? I thought that was an interesting question. And somewhat transparent about my co-parenting situation with my child's father, but I'm in a space now where I'm just like, I'm over like ruminating on it. I'm over I'm over just being like bitter about it. Honestly, I was very bitter because I was trying to heal. We're still in a very icky place, but I've also learned to accept that time and time again. Like whenever something comes up where I just feel hurt, like I'll just allow myself to feel it and then just kind of let it go. And I think that that's like a really big thing with learning how to let go after hurt and like trauma and just heartbreak, and learning how to forgive yourself each time it comes up. Continue to do your own self-work. So to answer the question, I do not co-parent necessarily with him. He does get time, he gets time with Salim. He knows his father and stuff like that. That's when y'all see me on my kid-free weekends, okay, that I don't play about. Coping with doing it all alone, and I say doing it all alone because I've had to really shift my own perspective, and it's still very hard. I have to continuously remind myself that I'm never alone. I've had to really get into a space where I was like building a relationship with God, building a better relationship with myself, and trying to build a better relationship like with my family and my friends. But just remembering that like, just because I'm not in a situation that I thought I was going to be in with a full family, that doesn't mean that I'm lacking, And one of my older cousins really has said that to me one day, and it didn't hit me then, but it hits me now like more and more over, is that like, I used to just say like, I used to be hurt because I was like, I want a full family. Like, I want my family and stuff like that. And, a mother, a father, the kids, like, together. Obviously, that's what a lot of us want, especially when we decide to have these children. But my cousin just was like, what do you mean? You have your family. Like, you have your family. And like I said, I couldn't really see it then, but I'll see it now. Like, God has given me what I need for this season of my life. And I know that I'm not always going to do it alone. I'm not even doing it alone now. I have family that helps me. I have, people that pour into me. His father is there for the portion that he's there. But doing it physically alone is hard. But even then, like, God has been God has been the remaining factor through it all. You know, those tiring moments, like God gives me rest. Those moments where I don't know where money's gonna come from, God provides. Those moments where I feel lonely and just like lost and not knowing what's gonna happen next, like God is my peace and God is my comfort. And you know, and I've built that within myself also. So it's unfortunate, you know, it's unfortunate that things don't work out the way that we planned it to, but that's kind of like my life, the life theme of my 20s so far, just nothing going as planned. And you know, I'm kind of learning how to accept that too, because if I would have planned it, then that might not have been, obviously, that might not have been the best path for me. So I'm not gonna be single forever, baby. I'm not gonna be single forever. I very much so plan on being somebody's wife one day, knowing that I'm gonna be somebody's wife one day, and it's just gonna be great. Like, I say that without even like knowing how it's gonna happen or like when. Hopefully soon. I know I still got a lot of work to do, but it would be great to have somebody to like, you know, do family things with, or like do full family things with. Like, me and Celine go out all the time. We do activities and like we go visit family, but like to have someone in home like doing the things together, you know, and just multiplying that, that's gonna be a beautiful thing. So I'm coping by leaning on God and just embracing this moment of being a single mom. Like, it's not a terrible thing. I thought it was such a terrible thing. It's hard, but it's not a terrible thing, especially, you know, when you have gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot. Third question, how has motherhood increased my self-love? That's a good one. Motherhood has increased my self-love by just allowing me to like truly see that I'm worthy regardless. I think that my son was sent to me at a time where I was very much so like looking for things to validate me. You know, being in that relationship, I was constantly like overextending myself. I feel like I was constantly like, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Are you happy? Like, am I doing all the things to make you happy? And like, am I woman enough and things like that? And I think that, you know, with the breakup and everything, it really became clear that like I was looking for that validation so deeply in men. And now, you know, I even had to go through unlearning seeking validation for being a mother, for being a good mother. So now, I mean, I'm at a place where I am just like, I'm worthy regardless. I'm worthy regardless. I'm worthy because I'm worthy. Like, period. I think I've really learned that lesson when I quit my job and didn't really have a backup plan for real. Like, I didn't have a job for 2.5, almost 3 months, just trying to figure it out. And every day I had to really I was finding ways to like still find myself worthy, but like I was overly trying to like look for jobs. So not laying around the house and like not working on my other projects and I even came to a point too where I was like, I don't think I should be going out because I don't have a job right now. I don't have any, you know, I don't feel worthy of like having a good time and living my life because I don't have a job. But eventually I had to like really get over that and really realize, you know, like God put that on my heart to like just still live my life. Like just still, like, I know that I'm not like a bum. I know that I have worth. I know that I have value. I know that if I have, like, I'm gonna get another job, and I have another job now. Like, and it was a blessing because I waited for it and I prayed for it. But I had to like really reinforce, you know, like, Sinclair, you're still worthy. Sinclair, whether you have a man or not, you're still worthy. Whether you have money you know, overflowing right now or not, like you're still worthy. Your son sees you as worthy, like whether you're crying, whether you're broke, whether you know you don't have the best face, whether you got morning breath, like I'm worthy because I'm worthy. And like I don't have to do all these exterior things just to prove that. It was a very learning lesson for me in motherhood, amongst many other things. Do I get migraines? If so, do I know a relief option that's herbal or natural? I've been having migraines for years, since I was like 18. So that's like over 10 years, on and off. And I realized, you know, they really come when I'm like very stressed out. I mean, very stressed out. I had a migraine last week and I work from home now, so it's probably heightened. You know, my screen time is heightened, especially with me creating content and editing and all the things. But I've really just tried to like find ways to relax, you know, dark room. I like to listen to rain sounds, putting like a cold compress on my neck, drinking herbal teas like spearmint tea, ginger tea, peppermint oil. Like kind of just opens you up and like relaxes you at the same time. I'm really trying to like get into more of like holistic living instead of like just popping medicine every single time, because it's easy for me to just be like, oh, I got a headache, let me just pop some ibuprofen. But I'm really trying to get away from that and like get to the root of it and try to just find different ways. Even though sometimes I really do still take medicine and then I still like relax and calm down, and then the migraines typically go away. Peppermint oil with like some coconut oil and rubbing it on your temples and like anywhere where you feel the pain, like right here on your neck. I know I feel a lot of stress in my neck and in my shoulders and in my back, so just trying those things. I hope that helps. No questions, just compliments. You're so bomb. Love your vulnerability and your aura. You know, I appreciate that. I've worked hard to get to where I am, and I'm still not anywhere close to where I want to be. I still have so much work to do healing wise, but I'm so much better than what I was a year ago. I thank God because, you know, I don't always have the best days. I don't always have the best moments. I'm not always like in the best spirit, but I always do try to like emphasize feeling through your emotions and not just like pushing them off. I really try to emphasize, you know, having people that you can trust and talk to. And I really try to emphasize, you know, creating a relationship within yourself and with God too, where you can just be, you know. I really want to continue pushing journaling, especially for Black people. You know, we tend to just push our emotions off so much. We don't know how to process a lot of things. So journaling and just like literally moving your hands across the paper in itself is an act, a radical act of self-care, a radical act of self-love. And yeah, just building that relationship within ourselves is the motive. What are my feelings about becoming a mom? That's another deep one. Y'all got a lot of deep questions today. Okay. This isn't a regular Q&A where it's like, oh, well, what is your favorite type of music? My feelings about becoming a mom have shifted a lot. I got pregnant like right before COVID. So just being in that space, like of being very excited to be starting a family and all those things. And then all of a sudden to have like the world shut down. It was a very, very interesting place to be in. And I like, while the world was just turned upside down, I was still like very much so in my own world. Anticipation of having him was over. In real life with him started, it was like, wow, so this is what everybody's been feeling. So just that weight of like the world combined with starting a new world and a new life with my child. It was hard at first. It was hard. It's still hard because, I mean, the pandemic is still affecting a lot of us. But I think that we're moving into a space where we're kind of getting used to it. I've always wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted to have a family. I just think that by it not happening the way that I necessarily planned to, it was just like a very big shock to me. Me and my son have a very close relationship. Like, he is a toddler. He's in his toddler phases, so he is just rambunctious. So much for kicking it with your girl. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to learn a little bit more about me and to ask me a few questions. Like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be back next time. Peace.